Not all nuts are good for you. In fact, some of the most popular ones sitting right now in your kitchen could silently raise your blood pressure, inflame your arteries, and even accelerate memory loss, without you ever realizing it. A recent multi-year study published by the Journal of the American College of Cardiology revealed something truly alarming. Certain nuts may increase your risk of heart disease by up to 48%, especially if you're over 60. That's not a typo. That's nearly half your risk gone, simply by knowing which nuts to avoid. Many Americans over 50 believe they're making heart-smart choices. But what if the so-called healthy snack in your pantry is doing long-term damage to your liver, kidneys, or brain? What if one nut, recommended in countless low-carb diets, is actually toxic in disguise? This video delivers exactly what you need to protect your health. You'll discover the 4 best nuts that support your heart, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your body. And just as importantly, you'll learn the 4 that must be eliminated immediately. One of them is especially dangerous, and no one's warning you about it. By the end of this video, you'll know what to eat, what to toss, and how to take back control of your aging body. Let's start with a nut that's small in size, but mighty in health benefits: almonds. If you're over 50 and concerned about bone health, digestion, or heart function, this humble nut could be one of the smartest additions to your daily diet. Scientifically speaking, almonds are loaded with calcium and vitamin E, two powerhouse nutrients that help preserve bone density and reduce inflammation. As we age, our bones naturally lose strength, increasing the risk of fractures. But just 1/4 cup of almonds a day delivers about 97 milligrams of calcium, giving your bones the support they need, without expensive supplements or medications. Even more impressive, almonds contain magnesium, which helps move calcium where it belongs, into your bones, not your arteries. That means better heart health and stronger bones. A study highlighted by Tufts University found that seniors who consumed almonds regularly experienced improved digestion and less constipation, thanks to their 3.5 grams of fiber per serving. That's a big deal when nearly 40% of older adults deal with sluggish digestion. What's more, the antioxidants in almond skins, especially flavonoids, have been shown to protect brain cells from aging damage. However, there's one important caution. In 2021, the New York Times reported several incidents of choking in older adults related to dry, poorly chewed almonds. One case involved a 72-year-old woman in Michigan who was rushed to there after aspirating a piece of almond during a snack. Doctors emphasize the risk is higher for those with dysphagia, common in people over 65. So if you include almonds in your diet, and you should, remember to chew thoroughly and drink water with them. Choose raw or dry roasted almonds with the skin on, around 15 to 20 per day, and take your time. It's a small change that adds up to big protection for your body. Now, let's talk about a nut that doesn't just look like a brain, it actually protects it. Walnuts are often overlooked, but they may be one of the most powerful brain-supporting foods for anyone over 50. If you're worried about memory loss, focus, or mental sharpness, this nut deserves a spot in your daily routine. From a scientific perspective, walnuts contain the highest amount of alpha-linolenic acid (ALA) of any commonly eaten nut, a plant-based omega-3 that supports brain cell membranes and boosts communication between neurons. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, seniors who ate 1.5 ounces of walnuts per day for just 8 weeks saw noticeable improvements in mental flexibility and processing speed. In 2022, USA Today highlighted a case involving a 68-year-old retired teacher who added walnuts to her diet after early signs of forgetfulness. 3 months in, her doctor noticed measurable improvement on her cognitive tests. It wasn't a miracle, it was smart nutrition. Walnuts also contain polyphenols that cross the blood-brain barrier to reduce inflammation directly in brain tissue, which may slow the progression of Alzheimer's or dementia. And here's a bonus, they provide melatonin, which helps regulate sleep, a common struggle in aging adults. To apply this in your life, eat 7 to 9 walnut halves per day, preferably raw and stored in the fridge to protect their healthy fats. Cracking them yourself can even help maintain finger strength and coordination. Before we go further, take a moment. Adjust your volume. Plug in your headphones. You won't want to miss the next vital health tip that could make a big difference in how you age, from the inside out. Let's move on to a nut that often flies under the radar but packs an impressive health punch: pistachios. These little green gems aren't just tasty, they're loaded with nutrients that can make a real difference in your blood pressure, vision, and even blood sugar control. For older adults, especially those managing chronic conditions, pistachios can quietly become a powerful ally in your daily routine. From a scientific point of view, pistachios are a standout because of their high potassium to sodium ratio. A single ounce gives you about 285 milligrams of potassium, a key mineral that helps relax blood vessels and regulate heart rhythm. As we age, our kidneys become less efficient at filtering excess sodium, which often causes high blood pressure. By eating pistachios, you're essentially helping your body naturally push back against that buildup, and that could mean a 3 to 5 point drop in systolic blood pressure. Similar to some prescription meds but without the side effects. And it doesn't stop there. Pistachios are also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants known to protect the macula of the eye, which is often damaged in age-related macular degeneration (AMD. The #1 cause of vision loss in Americans over 60. According to a feature in the Wall Street Journal, a Florida man in his late 60s credited his preserved vision to daily pistachios after being diagnosed with early-stage AMD. His eye doctor noted slower progression than expected, a finding that aligns with emerging research on carotenoids in pistachios. But the real charm of pistachios: they're easy on your teeth. A big plus for seniors who struggle with dental issues like crowns, sensitive gums, or dentures. And like harder nuts that require aggressive biting, pistachios have a natural, satisfying crunch without the dental risk. And because most are sold in their shells, shelling them slows down how quickly you eat, which naturally helps prevent overeating. A study from the International Journal of Obesity showed that seeing the empty shells builds awareness. It's like a visual signal telling your brain, you've had enough. How can you use pistachios in daily life? It's simple. Enjoy about 49 pistachios a day, or 1 ounce, preferably unsalted or lightly salted. For those dealing with arthritis or limited hand mobility, look for partially shelled options. They're easier to open and still slow you down. Add them to a salad, yogurt bowl, or just enjoy them as an afternoon snack. One more hidden benefit: pistachios are rich in fiber, about 3 grams per ounce, which helps stabilize blood sugar levels. A serious concern for the nearly 25% of Americans over 65 living with diabetes or prediabetes. If you're keeping track of glucose or using a CGM monitor, don't be surprised if pistachios give you a more stable reading than other snacks. Before we dive into the final nut on our list, and trust me, it's one with a surprising benefit for your thyroid and metabolism, take a quick moment. Hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and make sure you don't miss the rest of this life-changing list. Because the last nut could be the most important one of all. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful and most misunderstood nuts on the planet: Brazil nuts. These rich, buttery nuts aren't just a delicious treat. They're essential for supporting something many seniors struggle with silently: thyroid health. If you've felt sluggish, low on energy, or mentally foggy, this could be the missing piece you didn't know you needed. From a scientific angle, Brazil nuts are the richest natural source of selenium, a trace mineral that plays a vital role in the production of thyroid hormones. Just one Brazil nut contains about 96 micrograms of selenium, which is 137% of your daily recommended value. Selenium helps convert the inactive thyroid hormone T4 into its active form T3, boosting metabolism, energy, and mood stability, three things that tend to decline after 60. To illustrate the impact, let's look at two people. Linda, 68, started eating just one Brazil nut a day after reading about thyroid health. Within a month, she noticed better sleep, more energy in the morning, and even improved focus. Tom, 71, on the other hand, continued his usual diet without selenium-rich foods. He complained of fatigue and explained weight gain and mood swings, all classic signs of an underactive thyroid. A simple nutritional shift could have made a huge difference. So how do you add Brazil nuts to your life safely? It's all about moderation. Because they're so rich in selenium, it's best to eat only 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. More than that, over time, could lead to selenium toxicity. Choose nuts with the shell on when possible. They stay fresh longer, and store them in the fridge to prevent the oils from going rancid. Now we're curious. Do you know where to find high-quality Brazil nuts near you? Maybe a local health food store, farmer's market, or online source. Drop a comment below and share your favorite place to buy Brazil nuts. You might just help someone else feel better, too. Now that we've explored the 4 superstar nuts every senior should consider adding to their daily diet, let's shift gears. It's time to talk about something just as important, the nuts that seem healthy, but may actually do more harm than good after age 60. These aren't bad foods in themselves, in fact. They're packed with nutrients, but they carry hidden risks that older adults need to know about before making them a daily habit. Let's start with a crowd favorite, peanuts. Despite their popularity in everything from peanut butter to snack bars, peanuts aren't technically nuts, they're legumes, and that's where the problems begin. Because they grow underground, peanuts are more prone to mold contamination, especially aflatoxins, a group of toxins known to damage the liver and increase cancer risk. As our detox systems slow with age, seniors are more vulnerable to this kind of hidden exposure. Compared to seniors, Diane, 66, switched from peanut butter to almond butter after learning about aflatoxins. Within a few months, her digestion improved, her blood pressure dropped slightly, and her doctor even praised her improved liver function. George, 70, continued eating his usual peanut snacks. He recently experienced digestive discomfort and learned he had elevated liver enzymes, a sign his body might be working too hard to detox. Peanuts also contain omega-6 fats, which, when consumed in excess, may promote inflammation, the root of many age-related conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. For seniors on blood thinners like warfarin, peanuts may interfere due to their vitamin K content, potentially disrupting medication effectiveness. If you still enjoy peanuts occasionally, choose organic, dry-roasted, and salted options, and keep intake low, about a tablespoon of natural peanut butter, once or twice a week. Always store them in a cool, dark place to minimize mold risks. While peanuts are a beloved American staple, they're a perfect example of a healthy food that might need a second look, especially after 60. Let's continue exploring the nuts that may look healthy, but come with surprising risks for older adults. Up next, cashews. Smooth, creamy, and often considered a clean snack, cashews are loved by many. But if you're over 60, there are a few critical things you should know before tossing another handful into your trail mix. Scientifically, cashews stand out for their high carbohydrate content, roughly 9 grams per ounce, which is significantly more than most other tree nuts. They also contain less fiber compared to almonds or walnuts. For seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes, that's a serious concern. The glycemic load from a small serving of cashews can lead to unexpected spikes in blood sugar, especially in those who believe they're choosing a healthy snack. In 2021, Consumer Reports covered a case involving a 73-year-old woman in California who had a minor choking episode after eating cashews. She suffered from mild dysphagia, a common swallowing issue among older adults. The curved, smooth surface of cashews makes them easy to inhale accidentally, and emergency room visits for nut-related aspiration have steadily increased among seniors. Cashews also contain oxalates, compounds that can bind with calcium in your digestive tract. This reduces calcium absorption and may contribute to kidney stones, a painful condition that becomes more common after age 60. Add to that the fact that many commercial cashews are heavily salted or oil-roasted, and the risk to blood pressure and cardiovascular health climbs even higher. If you still enjoy cashews now and then, moderation is key. Stick to no more than a small handful, about 1 ounce, and choose dry roasted and salted varieties. Never eat them too quickly. Take small bites and chew thoroughly. For seniors with swallowing concerns, it might be wise to consider softer nuts like pistachios or sliced almonds instead. Now let's talk about a nut that tastes amazing but carries a few hidden risks that most people, especially older adults, simply don't know about. We're talking about macadamia nuts. Known for their rich, buttery flavor and luxurious feel, macadamias are often associated with indulgent treats. But when it comes to daily snacking for people over 60, this nut may deserve a second look. Let's start with the science. Macadamia nuts are one of the highest calorie nuts, delivering around 200 calories per ounce. That's fine in moderation, but as we age, our metabolism naturally slows down, and maintaining a healthy weight becomes harder. Just a few handfuls can quietly add hundreds of calories, potentially leading to unwanted weight gain. On top of that, macadamias are loaded with fat, about 22 grams per ounce. And while most of it is monounsaturated, they also contain a relatively high amount of saturated fat, around 3 grams per ounce, which can raise LDL cholesterol levels in some individuals. Their texture also poses challenges. Macadamias are hard and dense, making them a dental hazard for seniors with crowns, bridges, or weakened teeth. A 2022 article in the Washington Post featured the story of a 74-year-old man from Oregon who cracked a crown while chewing on roasted macadamias. His dentist later explained that dense and soaked nuts like these are among the most common culprits for dental damage in older patients. Another concern is digestion. Because of their high fat content, macadamias place added stress on the gallbladder, which can be problematic for the estimated 15% of seniors with undiagnosed gallstones. Eating macadamias can trigger painful flare-ups, especially when consumed in large portions or combined with other high-fat meals. Also, commercially sold macadamias are often heavily salted and oil-roasted, which increases sodium intake, a red flag for anyone managing high blood pressure or heart disease. If you still enjoy macadamia nuts, the key is portion control and preparation. Stick to a small handful, about 6 to 8 nuts per serving. Opt for unsalted, raw, or dry roasted versions, and chew slowly and carefully. Avoid eating them straight out of the bag. Instead, portion them out in a bowl to avoid mindless snacking. When it comes to this indulgent nut, less is truly more, especially when you're looking to protect your heart, your weight, and your smile. Last but certainly not least on our list of nuts to approach with caution is the pine nut. Small, buttery, and often blended into pesto or sprinkled on salads, pine nuts seem harmless at first glance. But for older adults, especially those taking multiple medications, this tiny nut can carry some surprisingly serious risks. From a scientific perspective, the biggest concern is how pine nuts interact with the body's chemistry, particularly in people over 60. Pine nuts are rich in polyunsaturated fats, which are prone to oxidation, especially when not stored properly. When oxidized, these fats can generate inflammatory compounds that may aggravate existing conditions like arthritis or cardiovascular disease. More concerning is their potential to interact with common medications. According to research published in Clinical Interventions in Aging, certain compounds in pine nuts may interfere with blood pressure medications, statins, and antidepressants. 3 drug categories widely prescribed to seniors. These interactions can reduce medication effectiveness or lead to unexpected side effects. One unique risk associated with pine nuts is something called pine mouth syndrome. A 2021 USA Today article detailed the story of a 69-year-old woman from Arizona who experienced a lingering bitter, metallic taste in her mouth for over a week after eating pine nuts. While the condition is temporary, it can significantly affect appetite and overall food enjoyment, which can lead to unintentional weight loss and nutritional imbalance, especially in older adults with already decreased appetite. There's also a physical risk to consider. Due to their small size and slippery texture, pine nuts can pose a choking hazard, especially for seniors who experience dry mouth, a common side effect of many medications, or dysphagia, difficulty swallowing. This makes pine nuts especially risky for people managing multiple chronic health conditions. To safely enjoy pine nuts, consider using them sparingly, not as a snack by the handful, but as a garnish. Stick to 1 tablespoon at a time, ideally lightly toasted at home to reduce oxidation risks. Always store them in the refrigerator or freezer in an airtight container to preserve their oils. In moderation, pine nuts can still offer flavor and texture to your meals. But after age 60, it's wise to treat them as a seasoning, not a staple, in your diet. As we've uncovered today, not all nuts are created equal, especially after the age of 60. Some, like almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, can strengthen your heart, sharpen your mind, and support healthy aging from the inside out. Others, despite being popular and seemingly harmless, may quietly harm your liver, raise your blood pressure, or even interfere with medications you rely on every day. It's a powerful reminder that even the smallest choices, like which nut you snack on, can have a lifelong impact on your energy, memory, weight, and overall health. You don't need to fear food, but you do need to be informed. Choosing the right nuts in the right amounts can help you feel more alive, more focused, and more in control of your body as it changes with age. If you've been feeling more tired, foggy, or off balance lately, don't overlook the role your diet might be playing. Start today by reviewing what's in your pantry. Swap out what harms. Keep what heals. Because your future health isn't built on one big change, it's built on the quiet, daily choices you make right now. You deserve to feel strong, supported, and fully alive in every season of life.